I mean, yeah. Just
Let's do this.
Let's do
Get
it.
pumped.
Yeah.
Tired.
All right. It's fucking 9:50
Let's do it.
p.m.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Two Asian Blokes Podcast. The first episode of the year, probably. Where we are a podcast that talks about Asian. Yeah, you okay, Tommy? Holy fuck. It's gotten off to a great start.
Yeah. It's late. We're tired.
Yeah. Two Asian Blokes Podcast, Asian pop culture, film, TV shows, comic books, anime, music, food, video games, whatever we're feeling at the time, really. My name is Dan with H. With me, as always, is my co-host, that guy with the beer on his mouth.
And the beer in my face. Yes, that's right.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we're
back for 2024.
Yeah. Hope you all had a happy new year, which is kind of weird to say that because it isn't the new year yet.
Yeah, it is still December for us. But for those of you in the future, happy new year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to kick off the new year with a bang, Tavi.
Yeah.
We're going to do a recap of 2023. This is how that works, right?
Yeah. Well, we're joined here today again. Or is it again? I guess it depends when that episode comes out.
Our timeline is fucked, Tavi. It's broken as fuck.
We've actually got a professional person engineering the audio for this episode for a change, which is good. So we got Risky in the corner off camera, just sitting there chilling in his beanie and his flannel.
Yep. He's very excited to be here.
Yeah, he's super excited. Yeah. We're all excited after eating like a lot of KFC.
Yeah, full disclosure, we're coming off a full day of stuff and a lot of KFC is in our system.
And now beer.
Yeah, and a bit of beer as well. So, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
It's probably fine.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine, man.
So we're going to do the best of 2023 this episode. So we just like last year, we've got a few categories, including, best character, best TV show, and then we're going to cap off the episode with worst movie and best movie of 2023.
Usually when we record these, I usually like to wait until the year has ended because there's usually a few films that I want to watch before the year's out. But
so this is early December time of recording.
So there are a few movies that I've yet to watch that won't appear on the list, I guess, because I haven't seen them yet. But we haven't watched The Boy and the Heron yet.
Yes, that's
we haven't watched The Beekeeper yet.
Yeah, December's a pretty. We haven't watched Silent Night yet.
Yeah, we watched Silent Night yet.
Movie film. So
we haven't watched
apologies to the
Things.
December 2023 films for not making this list. Hopefully, we remember to add them to next year's list when we do this again next year. We probably won't remember.
Managed to catch Godzilla last night. Before today.
So it's gonna be a contender, I guess.
Yeah, it could be. You never know.
For those that aren't familiar with the format of our podcast, usually we talk about Asian pop culture, like that kind of stuff. But for these episodes, we just open the floor up to anything that came out in the year of 2023, and even some that came out in December 2022, probably.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know the format of our own fucking show. We don't even know when we just release shit. We're
talking Australian releases as well, so sometimes the Australian release is different from the international release, but who cares? We're just here to talk about things that we like and things that we don't like.
Yeah.
So bear with us, guys. So shall we kick us off with the first category, Tavi?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about best animated thing?
Best animated thing. Yeah.
So this extends to anime, animated series, animated movies, and anime movies.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I actually haven't had that much time to prep some of these categories, so I do really need to think about...
Let me refresh your memory, Tavi. I'll just list a few things. So that came out this year.
Yeah.
Well, recently we talked about Onimusha and Blue Eye Samurai, two samurai Netflix animated series that came out fairly recently. Aside from that, we've also talked about Scott Pilgrim. I don't know if that episode has come out yet, but Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, also on Netflix. Aside from that, there's been movies like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, Suzume, the Makoto Shinkai film.
The first Slam Dunk.
The first Slam Dunk came out, A new season of Rick and Morty came out. A new season of Invincible came out.
Yeah,
Castlevania Nocturne came out.
Yet.
Yeah. Junji Ito Maniac, we did an episode on that.
Yeah, that's not the best, certainly.
Yeah.
Neither is Ninja Turtles.
Oh, you didn't like Ninja Turtles? We've had this conversation off air.
It's too... This is going to sound very millennial of me, but it's too Gen Z for me. It's too much. Yeah. It's okay. It's an okay movie.
You don't like the modern interpretation of these characters to appeal to a younger audience?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Not your Ninja Turtles, right, Tavi?
Yeah, like, well, I don't mind. It's just it's just not for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a bit too much, but yeah, I'm sure people liked it. Like,
I do like that it was fairly natural in its dialogue. Like, apparently they got a lot of the voice actors to do some riffing, so it does have that it's a natural Gen Z energy, I think, rather than Gen Z dialogue that has been written by a millennial or an older person. Okay, so it feels more authentic in that sense.
Maybe I just don't like Gen Z. Nah, I'm
Jackie Chan's in it, Tavi. Did you like Jackie Chan playing a disgusting wet rat?
Yeah, no, he's
wet okay. Gay rat, Tavi. Did you like that?
He's not actually gay.
Not
there
my
was there was a stupid rumor going around that.
Do you want to explain the rumor?
Gay. Well, like people thought because he basically makes out with this sewer rat. A
stink bug.
And it's like people just thought he was gay for some reason. But the stink bug's actually a female, so it's just
Is it?
But that's weird. I don't understand that whole.
Yeah, I mean, he's making out with a stink bug. If it is a gay situation, is that really the worst aspect of that situation?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a rat making out with a stink bug.
It's technically bestiality to a point, or insectality, or whatever you'd want to call it. It's a new breed of transgression, I guess. But probably,
not to alienate our beast audience,
our furries, our furry audience. Yeah, I'm sure there are some. But yeah, to think of that list, I definitely the standouts in terms of films, of animated films. I know I'm pretty sure I've seen more than that, but just going off the top of my head here, it'd either be between Suzume or the first Slam Dunk. They were both very good movies.
Okay, so not Blue Eye Samurai, not Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, that's right. Across the Spider-Verse was there too. Across the Spider-Verse was good, but I think I still like the first Slam Dunk more than that. I'm probably gonna have to pick the first Slam Dunk.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was just really. I saw it twice. Just very fist pumping. Really nice heart to a story.
Fantastic movie.
It was really great. Yeah.
Even if you're not a fan of anime, or if you're not a fan of the
basketball.
Slam Dunk. Yeah. We're not fans of basketball.
I don't like basketball, but I'm the worst at basketball.
Like we said in that episode, that this is the most invested in basketball that we've ever been, and that's a testament to the quality of the film. I mean, it is fantastic. It's very visually stunning as well.
Yeah,
and tells a very simple story. But in a very engaging way. I think if we were going to we had a category before, most pleasant surprise, but I don't think we're going to have time to do it in this episode. But if that would definitely be my top for most pleasant surprise, because I wasn't expecting such a good film. Risky had talked it up. In fairness, he recommended it to you and I, but. To be honest, he didn't talk it up enough. I reckon it's a damn good film.
Yeah, good film. Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse is good as well, but it's half a movie. So
you have issues. You seem to have issues with that.
I prefer things that tell the full story.
Yeah,
I guess. If I had to choose between the two, what was the other one? Suzume was pretty good.
Suzume, there's Blue Eye Samurai, Onimusha.
Blue Eye Samurai was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, Blue Eye Samurai was a pleasant surprise as well.
But I think it is a bit more forgettable, maybe, than First Slam Dunk. I think First Slam Dunk was quite unique in its art style as well. And it being a feature-length film that just had me pumped the whole way through is pretty good effort. Yeah,
and it's about basketball.
And it's it's
just wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, music's pretty sick.
But so are you saying that the first Slam Dunk is your...
Yeah, I think I'll give it to the first Slam Dunk as well. Yeah.
Unanimous
Goddamn.
winner.
It was a good year for animation, though.
It was a good year for animation. Yeah. I mean, Pluto came out, which is apparently pretty good. Scott Pilgrim Takes Off was quite good as well.
Oh, yeah, new season of Bleach.
Yeah, new season
well.
of Bleach, which I haven't finished.
Chainsaw Man, was that this year?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
we never finished part 2 of because we just didn't.
Yeah. It's good though. It's good, yeah.
It's
It is what it is. But no, I think the production quality of Slam Dunk is a bit different. It's it's a feature, so it's a bit better quality. Yeah.
I'm sure I saw more animated films this year, but I guess first Slam Dunk. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah,
Call it
that's the
first
winner.
Slam Dunk.
First Slam Dunk, best animated.
Don't add us. All right, let's go to the next category then. Best character. So this can
best
extend to
character.
antagonists and protagonists, but fictional characters, which I guess would extend to the performance of the actors playing the characters.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this one more to, because they're definitely like good performances, but they're not like necessarily characters that I like.
So what are your criteria when judging a character?
A character,
A good character.
I don't know.
Memorability. You got to be able to
Memorability.
remember the character, right?
Maybe a little bit of visuals.
A little bit of visuals, sure. Okay.
This was actually quite a hard one because there's quite a number of characters.
You got a
that I
list?
like.
Off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I really enjoyed Michael Fassbender's The
Killer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a name. He's the Killer. I thought he was
Oh
kind
yeah,
of a
by the
cool...
way, there might be spoilers in this episode for,
Oh, yeah,
for
that's
anything
right,
that came
yeah.
out in 2023. So proceed with caution.
The Killer was good. I like John Jong-seo's Okju from Ballerina. I thought she was quite cool.
type of killer, another stoic
Yeah.
killer.
I like John Wick, of course.
Another stoic killer,
This
sure.
the year of killers.
The threequalizer. Would you?
The
would you like
threequalizer. Yeah, I enjoy
I don't even
Denzel
remember
Washington.
Denzel's character's name in that movie. What's his name?
Robert
Yes.
McCall.
Yeah. Okay.
I forgot the character's name in the lead assassin from Song of the Bandits.
Okay,
She was
yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I should get it up.
Nyonyoni.
Is that? Yeah. That's it. That's her name. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about her. She's really good.
She was really cool. She's like one of the best characters. It's the year of assassins. And I managed to watch Baby Assassins 2 again. So the two leads from that, those characters are quite cool. I'm just having a quick browse through my letterbox of this year.
I'll
just to see.
go through my list then. I mean, from the John Wick 4, Kane. Maybe I prefer Kane to John
Kane
Wick.
is a cool character.
Yeah, just a really...
Not the Marquis de
Marquis is
Clermont.
fun, but I just like the idea of a blind assassin,
Yeah.
and played by Donnie Yen, who's, he's very charismatic as well. So I've got Master Splinter, aforementioned gay rat, Master Splinter.
Really? Master Splinter?
I liked him.
You liked him that much?
I like that portrayal, man. He's very funny in that movie.
He's okay. It's just
I
kind
also
of...
got Jason Momoa from Fast X. I forget his name, but he's having it up so much,
too
Darby.
much, man. It's too much. It's too much. It's
Too much. You came to that movie because you wanted to see an
Jason
over-the-top
Momoa,
Jason
Jason
Momoa.
Momoa.
And then when you see it, it's too much.
It's too much. It is too much.
I loved his big billowy pants and his puka shell vibe, Darby. Yeah. I've also got Chef Paul from Hunger.
Oh yeah, Chef Paul. He's cool.
I like the complexity of Chihiro from Call Me Chihiro.
Yeah, I'd put her in there as well. Yeah.
I like the portrayal of Einstein in Oppenheimer.
Not Oppenheimer himself.
He's
Cillian
okay.
Murphy.
Yeah, he's okay. I don't know. I just like the idea of Einstein just kind of being there and just being he's kind of like the Alfred of that situation. He's there to occasionally impart wisdom and look sad. Mizu as well from Blue Eye Assassin.
Mizu's cool.
I like her. Yeah, she's another flawed assassin character. From Barbie,
Yeah, for Ken.
I liked Simu Liu's Ken, but I think that was more the performance than the character. I enjoyed that performance. Yeah, Barbie, I guess it makes sense, but the characters I found weren't that strong in that movie, which makes sense because they're essentially plastic dolls, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just having a look at like I put the one who plays in the Makanai, the main one that does all the cooking,
main character,
the actual Makanai.
Okay, I haven't finished that show.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah,
she's pretty good.
we were meant to cover that, but we just haven't because we had like plans for that episode, but we still do, but we just haven't done it.
It might involve cooking.
I'm gonna put this will be interesting. This show might pop up a few more times on this list in different categories.
This fucking show.
I'm gonna put in Namsoon from Strong Girl. Namsoon. I'm not sure if she is really a cool character. I think she's a good character, but wasted potential in terms of the show. But in terms of character, I quite like the character.
So this is a K-drama on Netflix.
Yeah, I've become a bit obsessed with the Strong Girl K-dramas. Yeah, it's weird. It's not something that I would normally watch.
Yeah.
K-drama, and like it's very. They're not great shows, but like there's just something about them that
did it
like,
make you understand the appeal of K-dramas a bit more?
Yeah, kind of. I think so. It's like it's fluff, essentially.
Easy watching. Yeah. Comfort watching. I guess.
One of them is way better than the other, but this is not an episode about. Yeah, but I just really like her. I'm a very big like Lee Yumi fan, and I've been talking to you about her like nonstop for the past 2 weeks or so, as I've been watching this show, and as my feelings have like changed like significantly from the beginning of watching it to the end of it, and my mounting love and also hatred for some parts of the show. But yeah, it's definitely I just like the character, and it's probably because I like the actress as well. But yeah, she's just a very interesting looking person.
Actually, one character that I enjoyed as well was in Shortcomings, the main character in Shortcomings.
Oh yeah.
So I enjoy him in a sense that he's a bit of a prick, and but a very realistic kind of prick.
I think it was too much.
You think it's too much? Yeah, it is a bit much.
It's too much.
But it's almost too much because it's too real. You know?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's probably too real, but like that's not a character that you kind of want to hang out with, though. And it's not necessarily a cool character.
Yeah, but I guess if this is extending to antagonists as well.
Yeah.
Like, antagonists are never really the kind of people you want to hang out with, right? But that doesn't make them less compelling. I think,
but it makes them cool. Yeah.
I think what makes Ben compelling is that he's shit. He's a shit bloke, and I guess he doesn't get that much better by the end of the movie. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the realism of that character and how they just nailed that character. You know, but I guess I don't know. Yeah, but he's not very likable at the same time.
I mean, I think there's quite a few characters that I could add to this, but I think my criteria more for this kind of list is which is the coolest character, or which is a character that I would want to hang out with, I guess. Yeah. I mean, the hang out with one is easy. It'd be Namsoon. Okay. But I think my favorite character of last year was Yonyoni, I reckon, from Song of the Bandits.
That's a good shout,
which we haven't has not yet been released. At this point, we talked about it. But
it'll probably have been released by the time this episode comes out.
But it's just she stole the show for me. Just really cool. Just no fucks given, but was also vulnerable at times. Just someone who's just completely fucking badass. And I just really enjoyed the way she fights, and her motivations were interesting. She was much more interesting than the lead in that show, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to put it to Yonyoni. Yeah, okay. I think so.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I'm gonna give it to someone we haven't mentioned yet. So in past lives, the husband character, Arthur.
You love that guy.
I like that guy.
You love the white dick, don't you?
Yeah, I think he's just a good dude, man.
He's a good dude, but he's just a guy.
No, but he's funny as well. I think his reactions to scenes are really funny and just really down to earth and likable in a situation that kind of in any other movie,
Oh, that's 2 drinks. Shit.
he would be painted as like the unlikable interloper, right?
Yeah.
And I guess that's the beauty of that movie is that it does subvert that expectation a bit, and make this guy quite likable. And yeah, I don't know, I like him.
He's likable, but he's not necessarily. Yeah, I guess like you and I have different criteria because I'm just going with like. I'm like kind of putting acting aside and just like going like who's cool, and who's hot.
Arthur's
like,
cool.
Arthur, he's cool. Is he
hot.
cool?
He's cool, man. Right. He's cool. Not a lot of guys would be cool in that situation, Tommy.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's cool. That hug he gives her at the end, that's a fucking classy move, mate.
Yeah, he's all right. He's nothing special.
All right,
he wouldn't be able to kill a room full of guys with a.
Yeah, he wouldn't need to because he's cool about it, you know.
Yeah, he'd just get killed. He'd be cool about it. So, I'm getting stabbed, but
I respect you. I respect this decision you've made to stab me to death. All right. Let's move on then. Shall we do best death next? So this is
death.
The best death, the best on-screen death of 2023.
Would it be the guy in Expendables that gets his head crushed?
Which one? Oh, the guy, Darren Nope.
Darren Nope.
Yeah, that was memorable at least.
It was memorable. It's definitely not the best death.
Yeah, not the best CGI either.
Oh, I'm trying to. Yeah, this is a tricky one because I'm actually trying to go through the list of people who actually have died.
Yeah, I mean, Mithrigan came out this year that killed off your boy. What's his name?
Ronnie Cheng. That wasn't a good death though.
Nah, it was pretty.
Not many other deaths. Oh, there's one of the deaths was alright when that kid gets his ear chewed off.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at Thanksgiving. This is a fucking random ass movie I watched this year. Eli Roth's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I was and at this point still haven't seen, but out of curiosity, I was gonna go watch the Marvels because it was like $10. But then I saw, what is this? Eli Roth's Thanksgiving positive reviews. So I was like, oh, that seems interesting. So I ended up watching Thanksgiving instead. And yeah, there's a lot of pretty fun deaths in that movie, nice and gory deaths.
Okay. Any that springs out as
there's this one chick who like falls on top of like a buzzsaw and like rips her guts out.
Okay.
And then there's this other chick who gets turned into like a roast turkey.
What?
And
what do you mean by that?
Well, like the guy like ties her up and like shoves her in this giant oven.
Okay.
And then like feeds her to like her family and like she's basically in the position of a turkey.
Oh, okay.
And starts like carving like the meat off her leg. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's very morbid.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's actually
they don't realize they're eating a person?
No, they're not eating because he's like torturing the family. So they can see they're like he's trying to scare them. So it's just is that like,
Gotcha.
yeah. So yeah, that movie was a bit of fun.
Okay.
And like the initial like Black Friday massacre where the thing stems off from, where like people are getting killed during the stampede is quite funny as well.
Okay. I think Evil Dead Rise had a few good deaths in it.
Oh yeah,
I watched this movie a while ago, but I think there's a really cool scene where she's like looking through the peephole out into the hallway, and there's a bunch of neighbors that get killed.
Yeah,
I remember that being like really funny. And yeah, obviously the death of the last one that goes into the wood chipper is quite good. Yeah.
I had to even, I guess, talk about the main villain in Ballerina. He's got a pretty good death.
Yeah, I have that on my list. Yeah, the main bad guy in Ballerina, he's like, let's talk about it. Just sit down, we'll talk about it. Just shoots him in the head.
No, I was talking about that was a good death, but I was talking about the guy that gets flamethrowed.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty Sheba.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Aside from that, not that much death going on from what I can see.
Yeah, not that much death.
Yeah, I mean, even Meg 2 didn't really have that much. There was one lady that gets a crack in her visor and then her head implodes.
Yeah.
That's probably the one I remember the most from that movie.
Yeah.
Expendables, you mentioned Darren Knott, but also Andy Garcia gets minced by a helicopter Gatling gun.
Wait, are we giving this? I think we're giving this movie too much.
It's appeared on more than one of my lists. There's some kills in The Killer that are quite fun.
Yeah, I was going to say in The Killer, I I enjoyed that fight sequence that's like really in the dark.
I don't really remember the kill from it though.
Yeah, there's not.
I don't remember
really
how
about
he kills that
kills.
guy.
I mean, it's funny because we're like, this is a year where John Wick 4 came out, where he kills multiple people.
Yeah.
What's probably the best? Like,
Kills the Marquis.
The Marquis. It's not that good though.
There's the guy that gets shot and then the dog pees on his head.
Yeah,
You like that one?
I liked it, but it's not like I wouldn't call it like the best death. I think it's just like.
I think the
more so,
best death in
best
that
action
movie.
sequences.
The best death in that movie is Scott Adkins' death.
There's look at that. Have you seen Infinity Pool yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
before.
there's a pretty like interesting death in that movie where he like kind of beats himself up and like crushes this guy's skull. It's pretty graphic.
Okay.
And then he like licks Mia Goth's tit full of blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Are we
sounds
gonna
good.
get banned off YouTube? Oh, fuck it.
That's
Who gives
fine.
a shit?
I think like my favorite kill from the killer is the guy that he nail guns to death. Because he just kind of kills him by accident. And it's pretty
Like,
funny.
fuck, yeah. It's kind of like a theme for that movie.
Yeah, when shit just doesn't go his way. Yeah, I mean, we watched Remember this year as well. That's got a lot of deaths, but I think there's
Yeah.
almost too many that it becomes like not that memorable. There's a bit where like they're running away and a plane of glass like slices the guy in half.
That
Like, it's
movie's
just-
got a few moments. And when Kana Hashimoto gets like a fist through the mouth,
Yeah.
and she's got that like,
Yeah. And there's one where like you don't see the death, but you just hear it, and it's really funny because
Yeah.
just the screams of terror and like
Yeah.
slamming against lockers.
Remember is kind of an underrated film. It's
not a great
film, but
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it still. It
Yeah.
didn't matter to me too
I
much.
think it's probably a bit more fun than the other two that we watched more recently, Forbidden Play and Immersion.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think they just really leaned into like the silliness of the
Yeah.
of the deaths. Meg 2 was surprisingly bloodless.
Yeah. I think those Meg series need a bit more bite, and I'm not just saying that for the pun. It's like,
Yeah, but I think their main audience is China. So
oh, you haven't watched, you haven't seen Renfield yet, have you?
I haven't seen Renfield.
Yeah, there's quite a number of very gory deaths in that movie as well, and a very deliciously over the top performance by Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Extraction 2 was there.
I don't really remember that
There don't
many.
have that many deaths either. Yeah, good action scenes, but
Yeah.
not too many deaths. I'm probably gonna have to give it to the main villain at the end of Ballerina because it's just funny. He's got his mouth like sliced half in half, and it's just like it's just the imagery is really funny.
Yeah. This is a tough one. I think I'm going to give it to the hallway scene in Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, okay.
I just remember really like chuckling at the carnage during
Yeah.
that scene, and like it's a pretty gory movie, a bit of an uncomfortable watch to people that are like fairly squeamish, but like just for them to make something like that just into a bit of fun, I think.
Yeah. For you, and I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but I was just like, oh, I enjoyed the gore. I didn't think it was that violent.
Yeah, it's more like the bits that are kind of like, ooh, like the cringy bits, like
Yeah,
the
the cheese
shredder
grater
going
part,
across
yeah.
the skin. Yeah,
That was probably the most. I remember like when I watched that with a mate, and we like walked past this one dude, and he's like, "That was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh well, you kind of need to grow up a little bit."
Ooh, it's face going, man.
No, that's right.
Yeah,
You know how I feel about the generation below and like tolerance to horror and
Yeah.
things. Which I might go on a bit of a tangent later when it comes to like worst of
Okay,
movies.
sure.
Blah, blah, blah.
All right, shall we move on to the best TV show?
Ooh,
Of 2023.
best TV show.
So you've expanded your TV show viewing this year,
Yeah, I
right?
have. It wasn't initially that big at first, but like, what have I watched? I've watched The Makanai, which I really liked. I haven't finished watching this yet, but I've been watching Revenant,
Okay.
which is really good. Like, much better than I expected it to be. I watched Strong Girl Numb Soon, which I have extremely mixed opinions about.
No, you love it, Tavi.
I do, but I also don't. Like I said, it's extremely mixed. What else have I seen? Oh, fuck. It's hard it's because they don't do some TV shows on Letterboxd. So, like, if I don't keep track of it,
Song of the Bandits.
Yeah, Song of the Bandits is really good. Mask Girl, I watched this year. I'm pretty sure I've seen more.
Beef.
That's right. Beef, that's on there. Oh, yeah, Beef. Fuck, yeah.
One Piece live action. Physical 100.
Physical B.
Physical B.
Physical B.
Are we putting the animated shows on this list as well?
Yeah, we may as well.
Blue Eye Samurai, Onimusha.
Yeah, Onimusha, Scott Pilgrim. Ooh, yeah, best show. It would honestly, for me, have to be Beef, I reckon, out of all that.
Yeah.
Beef was just such a fresh take on the Asian American experience without it being like ham-fisted.
Yeah.
It's really funny. It's really like art housey. It does border on like whether it's as fun to watch, because like I've rewatched it like half the season of it, and it's like it's very difficult to watch at points.
Yeah.
This is not due to the graphic content; it's due to the just mounting frustrations between
too real
both
as
characters.
well.
It's quite real, but I think just the way the show delivers its like message more so. No, it's just more the aesthetics that I really like, and the music is really good. It's very much a show that I can really relate to because I'm just full of rage. So, like,
and I think it's a sentiment that a lot of people can relate to. Just people being downtrodden, and trying to get ahead, but things don't work out.
There was a point where Strong Girl Namjoon would have been the best, but that show took a massive nosedive for me.
All right.
But I think I have to give a special runners up to like the Makanai and Revenant actually. Just like the Makanai is just not what I expected from Hirokazu. It is still very Hirokazu, but it's also like quite different. And Revenant was just like, I was a bit mixed about that show at first because it wasn't scary. It was my biggest issue, but the story is just very compelling, and like it's quite easy to watch, and and the characters in the story is quite contained, so there's not a lot of wasted time. There's no fluff, which I'm very used to watching after watching the Strong Girls series. But yeah, it's gonna have to be Beef, I reckon. But what about you, man?
Yeah, for me, it's hands down Beef. Like Mask Girl was a pleasant surprise. But Beef is just really good. Like even compared to TV shows that I've seen like in more recent years, like 2022, 2021. Like it holds up so well. You're probably right. It's probably not that rewatchable, but I don't rewatch TV shows that much anyway. And I think the fact that it tells a complete story as well gives it bonus points.
Oh, actually, on the note of Beef, which we probably should have mentioned in the best death, is Maria Bello's death.
Oh, yeah.
that was a pretty funny death. I did not expect that. So I was like, ooh. Yeah. Probably still not the best, but that definitely needs to be mentioned.
Yeah.
Because it's not a violent show.
No.
But it's
the first death of the series.
It is the first and only death of the series.
No, the other white guy dies as well.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
2 white people die in that show.
It's like against the window,
but yeah, Beef, very good show. If you haven't watched it yet, excellent. Spoiler alert, 2 white people die in it. All right, cool. Shall we move on to Best K-Pop?
Best K-Pop. I mean, I think you and I already have a definitive winner for this one, but we should probably go through what came out this year.
The rest of them are honorable mentions, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like Twice came out with Set Me Free, Moonlight Sunrise, which is apparently my #1 song of the year, according to my Spotify 2023. Which is it's a very odd Spotify 2023.
You know what? Like I have chosen a best K-pop song already, but To be fair, I think I've had the best time with Twice this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Overall, like,
I mean, we went to fucking see them
exactly.
live,
Yeah, I think that adds a lot. You know, like just that experience. Like, it really depends on your criteria for best K-pop, I guess.
That's
like
a good point.
If you're thinking about it musically, then yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to a New Jeans song.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like it's always a good time when Twice is playing.
It is. I mean, we always play Twice before we set up one of these recordings.
Yeah. I guess it's like the Strong Girl Numb Soon.
Yeah. Okay, it
just makes us feel good.
It just makes you feel good. It's just like, it's just nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, what came out this year? Killing Me Good grew on me a bit.
That was a grower, yeah.
Bon Voyage was really good. That was also, kind of the top played.
Yep. We've got these K-pop reactions coming eventually.
Yeah. Fucking hell, yeah. Fucking Tavi. Yeah, shit. I need to fucking edit those damn videos.
Yeah, Dreamcatcher came out with some good stuff. Were they all this year? All those songs?
Yeah, OOTD came out this year, which grew on me quite a bit as well. I had to give a mention to Rise, which is on that EP. That song is just really cool.
Okay.
The Jisoo song came out this year. That kind of grew on me a little bit. Stacey's Teddy Bear came out this year.
What about the Nayeon and Felix song?
That came out last year.
Okay.
It's just the MB came out this year.
Okay.
But the MB is not fucking good. it's just Nayeon being Nayeon.
Yeah.
And Felix with his very deep voice.
Yeah, something for everyone.
We don't know if he's from Melbourne or not.
Where are you from, Felix? Let us know.
Yeah. There's quite a few Australians in Stray Kids, I've heard. So
yeah, in the K-pop scene, there's definitely a lot of Australians.
Yeah. I mean, New Jeans, man. Honey and Danielle. Yeah. I was watching a vlog that Danielle did where she goes back to her, I'm not sure it's her hometown, but like Port Macquarie in Sydney.
Okay.
And like watching it was super nostalgic because it's very much like when you and I were kids and we went to Lawn.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, like I was actually getting quite emotional. It's just like she has a very like her, because there's been quite a few Aussies that, I guess like the first noticeable one was Rose, who's not actually Aussie, but she just grew up in Melbourne for a bit.
Yeah.
But she's never really embraced her Aussie identity. And there's
She doesn't sound Australian when she speaks English.
She sounds Australian.
Oh, she
I think she sounds Australian. Okay. She has an Aussie accent. It's like that kind of like Asian cultivated Aussie accent where it's a little bit more posh.
Sure.
I call it like East Side Melbourne.
East Side Melbourne.
Yeah. But like it was just like
unrelatable.
Yeah. But
to
like
us scrubs living in the western and northern suburbs.
But like I was watching it. This is not even related to the list. This is me just reminiscing. It's like, man, like just going to the beach and like going to a lot of those like side shop like art places and stuff like in the small towns. Like, oh man, like it's very Australian. Like it's like a very timeless Australian experience. And because she's mixed race as well, she like visited like her like grandparents and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, when we used to visit our adoptive like grandparents as well. And like a lot of the, the white people or Caucasian people that had embraced us. Yeah, it was pretty, I was like, man, this is so like, it's so relatable. And even like, cause she's a Gen Zer and it's just like, man, like some experiences are just universal. Like they don't change that like growing up.
Especially
like,
in Australia.
Yeah.
Things don't change that much.
Yeah. So on that note, best K-pop is probably Super Shy.
Super Shy.
Yeah, it's going to have to be
100% Super Shy. It's fucking banger, man.
Yeah, it's so good. It's funny because I wasn't sure if I liked the song I liked it, but I didn't like it. The song like grew so much on me. I was like, man, Super Shy. Fuck. It's good shit. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's the kind of song that you can listen to at any time of the day for any kind of mood. You want to relax? Put on Super Shy. You need an energy boost? You put on Super Shy. It's just like, just something about it. Yeah. We go into a lot more detail with the probably upcoming episode. Featuring.
We got Ming. We got Ming on the show.
Ming from Cha.
To give us his expertise on
Yeah, look forward to that
K-pop.
episode. I really enjoyed recording that. Just like listening to Ming's expertise.
We learned a lot.
We
Thank you, Ming.
learned a lot about K-pop. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely Super Shy. I mean, all their songs are really good, but Super Shy stands out as just being
But definitely
very
like Twice
versatile.
is like special mentions as well. Just like
You know, we
finally
love
saw
some
them.
Twice.
We know.
Yeah.
I'll always love Twice.
Yeah.
Twice will always be my favorite K-pop group, I think. Yeah.
All right, we're getting to the big two now, Tavi.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
We've already gone through
we're up to worst movie
worst movie. Ooh.
of 2023.
And is this including worst TV show as well?
Yeah, maybe let's extend it to worst thing we've seen.
Squid Game, The Challenge.
We haven't finished watching it, Tavi.
That's the worst thing I've ever
And
seen.
honestly, it's not that bad.
It's bad.
It's
man.
not that
It's
bad, Tavi.
Nah, it's horrible. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get it out of here. Get rid of it. But I've watched like the first half of the first episode.
Yeah, I watched the two sugar cookie episodes, and it's fine. Like
Nah, get rid of it.
I like the sense
Get
of
rid of
desperation in the vibe of the show.
Get rid of it. Burn it with fire and never let it see the light of day ever again.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah, we haven't finished watching it anyway, so.
yeah, I don't think I'm going to. But yeah, that doesn't
Worst
count.
thing. What were some bad things? Fast X was certainly
Fast
bad.
X was really bad.
Yeah. Expendable Balls was worse. I don't know which one I dislike more, Fast X or worst or Expendable Balls.
It's
I think Expendable Balls is probably worse.
Expendable Balls is worse than Fast X.
Yeah. But Fast X is like, it's more egregious somehow.
I mean, I definitely have like 10 like worst films that I've written down.
Okay, go for it.
65.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Horrible film.
Horrible dinosaur film, yeah.
Really boring. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen it.
Gory, but unpleasant. Which it wasn't very fun
Is it
to
boring?
watch. It's not boring. It's just like when you compare it to something like Thanksgiving, it's like there's a mixture between like gore and then mean-spiritedness, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey just didn't really execute it that well. And just like, and it kind of drew attention to like really dumb decisions that the character made.
Okay.
Characters, but it's just not very good. I've Love in Taipei, which I don't know why I watched this movie. I think I saw a trailer for it. Like, this movie looks shit. So like, I'm probably gonna need
Did
to
I
extend
send that
this.
to you?
I think you
you
did.
watched it. I think you watched it before I sent it to you, and then when I sent it to you, you were like, I already watched it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why?
I just thought because
It
like
looked horrendous.
it's pretty bad, but it's also like
It's very glossy.
it is very glossy. So the thing is, it's like there's another like aimed at young adult romantic comedy film that I quite like this year, 20th Century Girl.
Did that come out this year?
It came out this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's just like, why is this like film so much better than like, you know, something like Love in Taipei? Because it's like, it's obviously not because like for a movie like Love in Taipei, it's like, I'm clearly not the target demographic, but like neither was I for like 20th Century Girl.
I don't think 20th Century Girl is overly saccharine though,
Yeah.
from memory.
Yeah.
It's like pretty.
Well, there's drama in it. In like Love in Taipei, it's just kind of like she's kind of guessed what she wants. Like there's like no drama.
Okay.
There's like this monsoon thing, and then she just survives it, and then like it like breaks all her aunt's like paintings and stuff, but they just somehow pull it together the next day, and it's like, yeah, it's successful. This is like, what is this? And there's like this like really like half-assed like love triangle. And like these days now, I've kind of grown more into the K-drama swooning aspect of it, because my mum's been watching a lot of like K-drama and C-drama, and I'll be in the other room and I always hear like the moment where like the song,
Yeah.
like it's the slow-mo song, and then you hear like the
when the
soundtrack
K-drama music
with the
kicks in.
K-drama, and I kind of like enjoy that now. It's like I enjoy I just laugh so hard because it's so fucking like saccharine and cheesy that it's just like really funny to me. And like especially after watching like Strong Girl Bong Soon now, and even like Nam Soon, which could arguably be the best and worst thing I've seen this year.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a lot of swoon moments, and I just enjoyed watching them because it's just funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you prefer that aesthetic to something like
Love
in
in
Taipei?
is just like, I don't know. And then like to follow that up, and you didn't finish watching this. You are so not invited to my bat mitzvah.
Yeah.
This movie is an anomaly.
In good conscience, I could not watch this movie.
And that's understandable. This movie is horrible. It is like god awful.
Yeah.
Like it is like how it could possibly be the worst thing I've seen this year. Just because, like, for a movie like
Because I felt that way about senior year, and you didn't mind senior year that
I didn't
much.
mind senior year that much, surprisingly.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know why, but this movie is worse than senior year.
Okay.
Like, it's weird because I put a movie like Expendables when I first watched it. I thought this is the worst movie of the year because this is something that like it's geared towards me.
And you didn't enjoy it.
I didn't enjoy it. But like there's kind of a solidarity about this film that it's not good to everyone.
Sure.
So when it comes to a film like You're So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, it's like it's been critically acclaimed.
Wow.
And I'm
80% on Rotten Tomatoes or
It's
something,
92%.
right? That's pretty high.
That's really high. And I know that like Rotten Tomatoes is not the be all end all, and it's kind of like people that think it's good. But like that's way like there can't be that many people that think this movie is even just okay. Like this movie, everyone in this movie grates on my skin like the cheese grater on the chick's leg in Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
It's just like super fucking. It's kind of like the Crazy Rich Asians for Jews, I think. And I've read some Google reviews where it's like, I'm a Jewish girl or I'm a Jewish blah, blah, blah. And sure, this is just Google reviews, so I don't know if this is just people trolling, but they're saying like, look, we're not that fucking rich, you know, when we're just like pretty normal people. We're not like super like, you know, fucking into like a bat mitzvah is not a fucking prom night party as like this movie depicts it, you know.
That's what I thought they were.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you watch this movie and you had no idea, you'd be, it's bat mitzvah, it's just a prom.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just like, it's kind of like, you know, like how we have Basi and stuff. It's just like, just a normal, like, family gathering thing that people probably do take a lot into account. But, like, it's not a fucking, you're not going to call, like, a DJ or something.
So you're offended by the Jewish representation in this film?
Almost. I feel like, I think it's, like, very... Just, I don't know. But like...
Bearing in mind that we are...
Not Jewish.
Not even close to being Jewish.
And it's also like there's too much like Gen Z shit in this movie as well.
That's what I couldn't get on board with.
Yeah.
It's just too unfocused, I think. It's like... It was just whipping around all over the place. None of the jokes were like landing for me. I was like, man, I can't... Like, it's another hour and a bit of this movie. I don't know how I keep watching it, and I didn't. That's when I stopped.
Another movie that nearly reached the worst was Simulant.
Okay, yeah. That sounded really bad when you were describing it.
Is a horrible film. It's probably... the thing is, like, Expendables and Simulant, it's like, Simulant clearly didn't have the budget or even the script, but...
It sounded fucking boring, though.
It's really boring.
And that's bad.
It's really boring.
I don't think Expendables was boring.
Yeah.
I feel like stuff was happening
We were really
in that
drunk,
movie. That's true. But it's like things are happening on screen, you know? You can't deny that things are happening.
Yeah, I guess like, and then again, like, I mean, Simulant probably had a budget of like 10 million, I think.
But I didn't have Jason Statham in it.
It's got Sam Worthington in it.
Yeah.
And Simu Liu. When I saw the trailer for this fucking movie and I saw Simu Liu is in it, I'm like, is this a fucking joke? Is this Simu Liu in a movie called Simulant? I'm like, what the fuck is this? And like, no, it's a real movie with a real story, and it's like a real shit story. It's just like, it's morals, like what? It's like, it's but like it's kind of like over ambitious for the budget that it had. But it's also, I mean, like, we live in a world where, I recently watched Godzilla -1, and that had a budget of 15 million. And it's like, that's an amazing looking film.
Yeah.
There's definitely clever ways that they hit the budget, such as like shoot most of the action scenes in the ocean. So it's like, but it's definitely...
The Creator came out this year as well. That did a lot with the budget it had.
I haven't seen that movie yet, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not... Yeah, $100 million is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money to make a movie that bad. Yeah.
So it is pretty egregious. But yeah, again, it kind of depends on your criteria that you're judging these movies on. Like,
I mean, I put like Ant-Man and the Wasp on there, but that's
Quantumania, you mean? There's a difference. They're different movies.
Yeah, that's true. That's just a forgettable film. It's not even worth talking about.
I watched that half asleep on a plane.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I talked about it in one of our episodes, and I edited it out because
the conversation wasn't interesting enough.
Yeah, it was just like, there's no point in like, bashing. Like I haven't seen the Marvels yet. I'm probably not going to now at this point. I think like everyone's already been like hate commenting on that.
You've been on my case about wanting to watch that film.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious. I want to do it for Lack, for our good friend Lack. I'm sure he wants to know our opinion.
I don't like Lack that much. So.
Not
Jesus. Enough to watch that movie. I'll wait for streaming.
Christ.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to give it to You Are So Not Invited to my bar mitzvah though. Okay. It is just
that seems fair.
A horrendous movie. It's horrendous. It's bad. It's like makes me like I don't understand how anyone can like this movie. It's rated too high. The audience don't like it that much, but like I can't possibly see anything good about that movie. Like what? Like how? I need to talk to someone that enjoyed it and be like, why? Like, what is good about this movie? Like, there's so many other better movies that feature kids in high school going through like puberty that are comedies that aren't that serious, but like much
Teenage
more
Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. I mean, I haven't seen that film, so it's not on my list. But from what I saw, it would have been on my list if I had finished it. I think for me, it's a toss up between Fast X and Expend for Balls, with an honorable mention to Hidden Strike, a movie that we haven't mentioned, but same director as Expend for Balls, and not a good movie.
Hidden Strike is pretty bad.
Yeah, but that I feel like that is kind of like, not as egregious as Expend for Balls. I didn't hate it that much though. I don't know, man. Like I feel like both of them were still just fine. There's no movie that I watched this year
that made you angry.
That made me angry, or no movie that I finished, I should say.
You have less tolerance for me than me.
Yeah, I almost feel like I should have finished Bad Mitzvah because that would have been an easy pick.
Just pick it.
Nah, I mean, Joyride was not that fun either.
I put that in there, but I don't think Joyride is bad.
It's not bad. Yeah,
it's not bad. It's like I put it on the list, and I didn't mention it when I was talking because it's like, I didn't particularly like it, but there's heart to that movie, right? And I can see why people would like it. Yeah. And like, I don't think that movie did.
It's just not funny. Yeah. I think that was its biggest crime. Is it's just not funny.
Yeah, it's just not funny.
Now I'm gonna give it to Fast X because again,
Fast X.
It's half a movie, it's got the laziest fucking ending.
It's a super lazy ending. Yeah, there is no structure to it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it to that thing. Yeah. I'm gonna still watch Fast 11, but Fast X, worst movie 2023.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa notwithstanding.
I was going to talk more about Namsoon being the best and worst thing I've seen this year.
You talk about Namsoon in almost every episode.
Have I? Yeah, I probably have. Yeah.
I think we'll just edit all the bits where you talk about Namsoon and turn that into a full episode.
Yeah. I mean, like, the way people talk about, like, Lee Yumi's character is that she's kind of one-dimensional. And to a point towards, like, the latter part of the series, it's true. She's, like, kind of childlike. But I kind of like the way she acts, and there she does have some like acting moments and gravitas, but like they don't do very much with her. Like they kind of waste Lee Yumi really, and then they just focus on like the mum and the grandma. I'm like, I don't fucking care, man. I was like I make a habit of not doing this when I'm watching shows or movies, is go on my phone. I was on my phone. I'm like, okay.
No.
I still watched it, but I was like, yeah. Just
Isn't
on
that
my
part of
phone.
the beauty of those kinds of shows?
But,
Though?
like, you should-
Sometimes you can just get on your phone.
Yeah,
and
it's so there's like this all these like secondary subplots that don't add to anything, and there's like this big reveal at the end, and I don't give a shit. But it's just like, yeah. But just watching soon Ollie Yumi do her thing. She can do cute really well because she's always like a really tortured character. Yeah. Anyway, that's my random Namsoon rant.
I'm gonna offer a retraction because I forgot we were doing the worst thing that we'd seen this instead of worst movie. Obviously, the worst thing I've seen this year is One Piece, the live action series.
Oh, you're gonna go there, and
It's not
you're
good.
Gonna get
I don't care what you say. It's bad. It's a bad show, and it's the worst thing I've seen.
I want to
last
say
year.
it's the worst thing I've seen.
It's worse than Fast X.
Oh.
It might not be worse than Bat Mitzvah, but it's worse than Fast X.
Worse than Fast X.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fast X is what it's supposed to be. The One Piece live action is just
Yeah,
it's not good.
I kind of get what you mean. I still stand by what I said about that show in that episode, which will probably get us a few more dislike clicks on this video.
What
but
was
doesn't
it
really matter.
you said?
I didn't like it, I
Yeah,
just
it's
think
shit.
it just
'Cause
like
why would you like it? It's bad. It's a bad show. Worst
it's not
thing
a
of
great show.
2023.
But like I definitely had to acknowledge that there was people with heart working on it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessitate like a good show. It's just like I appreciate like the attempt, like an apparently successful attempt, just not for us. But we're just the two Asian blokes. But
What do we know about One Piece?
What do we know about? It's true. But like I appreciate like them not trying to change like things and trying to be faithful. I still don't think it was successful, and clearly you don't either. But like I wouldn't say it's the worst thing I've seen this year. But Miss is way worse.
Yeah.
Because I can see why people like One Piece, the live action, even though it's like I don't think it's good either.
Tell me why you like it. Give me a reason why.
I think it's not the show itself. I think it's the extra diegesis of the show.
Yeah, I think it's
the
definitely that.
people.
They're nice people. They seem like
Yeah.
nice people, and good on them. I hope they get employed into better projects in the future. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because I like them. I like all the actors that are behind, and I like the girl that plays Nami. I think she's fucking hot, but like yeah, she's good. Yeah, so yeah. I like Zoro, the guy that plays Zoro.
Yeah, they're all fine.
Sonny Chiba's son.
they're all fine.
But yeah, it's not a good show. I'm sorry, guys.
Worst thing of
Dislike.
2023. Before we do best thing of the year, let's do a category that's hard to explain. A movie that's just a movie, or a TV show that's just a TV show. The best mid thing of the year, I guess. Because there's a few things. Like this is a year of, I wouldn't say like really groundbreaking stuff. Like we haven't even talked about Killers of the Flower Moon, which was probably one of the biggest releases.
Oh yeah.
Of this year.
I like that movie.
Yeah. But like.
We haven't even talked about Oppenheimer, really.
Yeah. Like this year has had those kinds of movies, but I feel like compared to previous years, it's kind of like this year is a little bit mid.
Yeah.
Which is not to say good stuff hasn't come out. Like some of these mid movies are pretty like enjoyable and good, and I think they deserve a bit of acknowledgement. Like for example, Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin.
Was
I haven't
quite,
seen that yet.
It was pretty good. It was okay. Like it was a good time. Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah,
was okay.
I'll put that as pleasantly surprising.
Yeah, okay.
Because like, I watch this with a group of friends where I regularly watch bad movies with at the cinema. I watched Fast X with this crew.
Yeah.
I watched Singles Inferno season 2. I watched what movie were we talking? I already forgot what we were talking about.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I watched Dungeons and Dragons with them, and
You had a good time.
I had a good time.
Again, it's not a movie that you would be like, "That's the best fucking movie ever." Chris Pine's fucking Amazing actor.
I love Chris Pine.
Such a good actor.
Such a good actor. Such a good actor. Such a good actor.
It's not one of those movies for sure, right?
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's fun. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah. I don't.
Other things that would be on this list,
What's a really mid movie?
Like Dead Reckoning is probably a bit better than average.
Yeah,
but
I enjoyed Dead Reckoning,
Yeah.
but I kind of would forget about it like after a while.
yeah.
I'm just having a quick look at like I've got like a disappointing list. I was actually disappointed by Sisu.
Okay, yeah.
The Nazi killer movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good movie and it's fun, but it didn't have the impact that I thought it was going to have.
Okay.
And it kind of just, I don't know, it was just not as good as I was expecting it to be.
Wasn't fun enough.
Wasn't fun. Yeah.
Wasn't
I
like
don't know. I
wasn't like
think it
how
was just-
Violent Night was for me last year.
Yeah.
It's just
I think it was just too
sounds more fun than it actually is.
too close to after watching a film like John Wick 4. And not every action film needs to be John Wick 4. Like I really like The Killer. I think that's a great movie. I really like Baby Assassins 2. And they're not like they're not John Wick, but I find those movies very good. But yeah, something about Sisu was just kind of like I saw a lot of like really positive reviews for it online. And then I was like, yeah, it's fine. it's okay. Yeah.
I would put most of the Japanese films we've seen this year on this list: Forbidden Play, Immersion, and Remember. Those horror films. They were like just a bit of fun.
A bit of fun.
Yeah, definitely not best movie, but good time.
Yeah.
I think it's the experience as well.
I'd put Myth Regan and Five Nights at Freddy probably more on the negative side.
On the negative side, I
of
reckon
things.
for me. I think
Yeah.
with Regan, it was kind of like wasted potential.
Wasted potential,
And probably Five
yeah.
Nights at Freddy. I haven't seen it, but like,
It's not great. It's not horrible, but it's not very good. It's just like this trend of soft horror. And I'm not talking about like horror that's like more spooky. Like this kind of horror you need to see, like for me, you have to see the gore. You need to see some semblance of it. And there's a little bit in both, but if the kills are not they're not very high impact. So it's just kind of like, it's just like not very scary movies in my opinion.
yeah, I don't know. Like if I had to pick a movie that's kind of just a movie this year, it would be Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Just very kind of inoffensive stuff. Like it's fine. It's a fine movie.
Yeah, I put it out as well. It's a fine movie, but it's just kind of like
All right, let's move on to best movie or best thing of 2023 then.
yeah. There's a lot.
Have you got it prepared?
I got
list
a
some
few
stuff?
lists. I got some like honorable mentions. I had to give IU the golden hour up there.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's not a movie, but like it's very enjoyable.
It's very good. It's very enjoyable time, man.
You mentioned Oppenheimer, Killers of a Flower Moon, Barbie is going to be there. The Nun 2, which I forgot to mention in my worst of list. The Nun 2 was pretty bad.
Yeah. I'd probably put Past Lives up here.
I actually forgot about Past Lives, to be honest.
Okay, that's not a good
I didn't
sign.
actually like. I liked Past Lives, but I don't think it was that good.
I think Past Lives is a very well thought out and deliberate movie. I think, and for me, that's like I'm not really a cinephile, but even I could see like the level of care
Yeah,
that
there's
went into
definitely a
that
level
film.
of care. Yeah.
And I think the story that it tells is quite good and relatable as well. Yeah, I think it's definitely a good film.
Yeah.
Ballerina is quite good for me,
Yeah,
and The
yeah.
Killer. Ballerina and The Killer, they're pretty
They're very
similar.
I put Ballerina as the 10th best movie of the year for me.
Okay.
So I do have like a list.
Okay, you've ranked
Yeah.
them all. Okay.
I've ranked them.
Yeah.
But like, I've got like 20th Century Girl I want to put there as a special
Okay.
mention.
Okay.
Baby Assassins 2, Hunger is there.
Oh yeah.
The remake of Ikiru, Living, was quite good.
Yeah.
With Bill Nye. But yeah, if I was
First
going
Slam Dunk, obviously.
Yeah, first Slam Dunk is in there. In
The
the list
fucking
somewhere.
roundup. No Way Out.
Yeah, the roundup. I forgot about that. I definitely put that
Such
in
a
the
sick
special
film.
mention. Yeah, great movie.
If Ma Dong-seok's character ever killed anyone in that movie, it would be spectacular.
Yeah, I think so.
But he doesn't. He's not that kind of character.
Yeah. He probably might someday, but
Maybe, yeah.
yeah, fucking Resident Evil Death Island came out this year.
I didn't watch it.
It's a pretty fun movie.
Yeah, you watched it.
It's a movie. Okay. I watched it.
All of those animated Resident Evil things are a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
They're just a movie, yeah.
Even Renfield was a pleasant surprise as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would cap off like, do you want to go through some of yours before I give you like a ranked?
John Wick 4 is up there for me. Creed 3 as well was very good.
I haven't seen Creed 3 yet. I mean to. Yeah.
I quite like Suzume, Across the Spider-Verse. Dead Reckoning, it's typical Mission Impossible. It's like very fun at the time.
But then you kind of forget about it.
Yeah, not overly memorable. Barbie and Oppenheimer are good. Talk to Me was really good.
Talk to Me is really good
surprise.
as well. It's probably the best horror movie I've seen last year.
So a little bit simple, I think. I don't know.
It's pretty simple for A24 film. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, and Call Me Chihiro.
Yeah.
Which I think might be my favorite movie of
really?
last year.
That's very surprising. Yeah. I don't know why it's surprising, but like you're like a plot action guy. Yeah.
No, it's just like I was just very affected by that film, I think.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. It's in my list. It's not number one, but yeah.
It's just it hits all these themes as well that I quite like as well.
Yeah.
And like the Japanese sentimentalities of it.
It's really beautiful cinematography.
Yeah, the performance of the lead.
Yeah.
It's just really good. It just made me feel very nostalgic for Japan as well. Which I think made the themes hit a bit harder.
I think so. I've seen that movie a couple of times this year. It's definitely it's a movie that I can rewatch like pretty easily.
It's not overly heavy as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's not overly heavy. Yeah,
it's just a nice film, and I think there's just also a lot of care put into it too.
Yeah.
But I might change my mind after you told me your best one.
So I do have a ranked list. So I did say number 10 was Ballerina.
Yeah.
Just a really cool action film. It's definitely very flawed. It's weird because I was thinking about how I was going to critique my list this year, because arguably Oppenheimer or Killers of a Flower Moon is a better film than Ballerina. But these are kind of more films that left an impression on me, because films are kind of people, there's probably better people out there, but these movies kind of you like them for their flaws, because they're the bits that make them stand out, really stand out. It's cool. And Jong Seo's hot as well.
That's why we like 90s. That's why we like shitty 90s films as well, because of all the flaws.
Yeah. But now Ballerina is just a really cool, wasn't what I expected, but also maybe better than what I expected as well. And it's just just a really cool action film that it's it's a nice, short, sweet ride that's the style is really cool, and I really enjoyed it. What I put for number 9 is Suzume, which is surprisingly low for a Makoto Shinkai film.
Okay.
I really liked Weathering with You and Kimi no Nawa, Your Name. Yeah. Again, the animation is superb, really good. The story is nice. I like all the characters, and I liked all the human bits. I just had issues with some of the pacing of that film. And it's not like a Makoto Shinkai film that I revisit as much as Weathering with You.
I don't think it's his best work. I think for me there's kind of a disconnect between the fantasy elements and the real world elements. Yeah.
But I guess even and this is not disrespect to Makoto Shinkai, but even his scraps are gold as well. So I put that there. Just a good soundtrack, even though there's not, to my personal liking, not enough Red Whip spamming, but it's fine. Number 8, I have The Killer.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender. Just really enjoyed his portrayal as this killer who is a bad guy. He's a bad person, but it's just very compelling, you know? And this goes like, we were talking about shortcomings before, how he's like a super unlikable guy, but very relatable.
Yeah.
But like Michael Fassbender is a worse person, but he's just really cool. But yeah, it's really nice to see David Fincher do kind of just a cool action film. Yeah. So it's kind of like the year of assassins this year, because then number 7 is John Wick 4 for me.
Very good
Because
film.
it's John Wick 4, man. It's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching it with some mates last night again while we were doing something, just watching the Osaka scene. It's on Prime at the moment. It's
Okay.
like, yeah. This movie's fucking sick.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun to watch. Just visually stunning as well.
Yeah, just like, yeah, I mean, like, it's not the best story out of the 4, but it doesn't matter. It's just fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's John Wick. It's Keanu, but it's just like, yeah, a shooting guy. It's just great. Like, yeah. Call Me Your is number 6 for me.
Okay.
Fantastic movie. For the same reason that you like it as well. Number 5 was probably the first Slam Dunk. Sick movie. Just gets your blood boiling. Yeah. Like in a good sense. Like just gets your heart racing. Number 4 is Hirokazu Koreeda's Monster. And this was just like brilliant performances. Sakura Ando knocks it out of the park. And the kid actors are really good, and just not a story that I expected. And just, yeah, like everyone in the theater was just like, had a teary eye. It's just like, it's really good. And it quite, also like a little bit different to other like Koreeda films. A film that like plays with like time and space pretty differently. Like it's not as linear as his other films. Yeah, it's good. Number 3 is Cobweb. I fucking love this movie. Like, this movie is severely underrated this year, I think.
Yeah.
I remember I saw IGN give it like 6 out of 10. Get the fuck out of here. It's like they said it's self-indulgent. It's
They
just
didn't
like,
pay
man,
enough for,
you gotta fucking
for
watch.
an endorsement from IGN.
Like if you hadn't watched like anything else other than fucking Marvel films, you'd realize.
All right, Martin Scorsese, calm down.
You know, it's like, I'm telling you, man. It's like this is a movie where like I don't understand why it's not getting like it's got a pretty high audience score, I think, and a pretty reasonable IMDb score. But like this is a movie that like it's quite it's more of that like highbrow humor movie, I think, but it's still like quite slapstick, and it's just like using the medium of film to its like full advantage, and then it's just like nah, Bat Mitzvah is better. It's just like, but like, in a universe like this universe where Bat Mitzvah is more highly rated than this film, just does not make sense to me. It just doesn't. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, but no, really great film. I think people should watch it. So I put it up pretty high there. Yeah, that was number 3, and the first 2 contenders. So they've been like switching places a lot for the year for me. Number 2 is Belle is Afraid.
Yeah.
Yes. I think another criminally underrated film. I think this is a film where like if it was released sometime in the 70s or maybe not the 80s, but the 70s, where people were more accepting of like experimental cinema, I think it would have done wonders. But because like, you know, people like being spoon-fed things.
It's not a Marvel film, is it, Toby?
It's not a Marvel film.
I don't give a shit then.
The sad thing is, it's like...
No, I haven't seen these 2 films, Monster and Beau is Afraid, but you have been giving glowing endorsements to both of them.
Yeah.
So.
Beau is Afraid, like, it's like apparently A24's like lowest performing film.
Really?
It lost them a lot of money.
Lower than Men?
Yeah. More than Men, apparently.
okay.
Yeah, because it's 3 hours, and like I had to commend like A24 for putting like in the risk to make this film, and it didn't pay off. It failed, and it's got pretty mixed reviews. But this movie, and like even to some friends that I've showed it to, that didn't particularly like it as well. So I can kind of see why like people don't like it, but I think it's just like you can't deny that this is a well-crafted film. There might be plots in the story or the plot, but it's not a sensical film, you know?
Okay.
It's very much an atmospheric film. It's very much like a psychological film. And for anyone who has like kind of darker thoughts or anxiety, this film is really funny. Just like kind of picking out those extreme bits of paranoia and like kind of making fun of it, I think is fantastic. And just, it's like, to me, this movie, because this is kind of built as a horror movie. But it's definitely a comedy for me.
Okay.
Just like the absurdity of especially the first hour of the film.
Yeah.
Which me and the Sunman would talk about, like the salsa dancing guy. There's just this guy outside that is just constantly just like street salsa dancing, and then he gets like stabbed by this like naked dude.
Okay, that sounds pretty funny.
It's really funny. It's like there's just so many bits of like absurd surrealist dream sequences that like it's like experimental cinema, like kind of at its finest, really. Like, because like this was Ari Aster. He kind of wanted to make this movie for a long time, and it's a wanky film, but it's just
You like wanky films.
Yeah, I like wanky films.
And that's fine. Yeah, you can like wanky films. Yeah.
But
sounds very inaccessible, but I mean, it's probably pretty good.
I don't know. I think, no, I won't go on another tangent when I think about general public's film thoughts these days. But no,
Heart of Stone.
Heart of Stone. Yeah, Red Notice is a good movie. Fuck the movie. Number one though is Perfect Days.
Okay.
Wim Wenders' Perfect Days, the movie with Koji Yakusho, who would probably be, if we did the category, the best actor this year. Just the total opposite of like Beau is Afraid is that it is such a pleasantly nice movie. Just about a guy that cleans toilets and his interactings with like people, you know. And but it's just like a kind of quietly like devastating film, but it's got a really cool soundtrack, great, very extremely understated performance by Koji Yakusho, who is
he's a premium actor.
Yeah, he's a premium actor. But like every time I think about it, I think he's more who's like Word of Kanako style acting, like
kind of over the top,
yelling at people all the time.
Sure.
So watching him, he can do this, but he's always like cutting sick at people in movies. But this, like, he fucking knocks it. I'm pretty sure he won Cannes Best Actor this year as well. But he knocks it out of the ballpark.
Well,
for this one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it again, but it seems like it's got some of the same sentimentalities as Call Me Chihiro. Seems like
I reckon you'd really like this movie.
I enjoyed Call Me Chihiro, I probably would like Perfect Days.
Yeah, and like Call Me Chihiro kind of, if I was going to like have more going for it, it's got visuals as well, because Kasumi Aramura is a good looking girl, but no, it's the fucking nearly 60-year-old Koji Yakusho, and he's like really just like kind-hearted sentiment throughout this whole movie. It just won me over.
Yeah.
And like, I remember because and like Angie called me out to watch this movie because I was watching the movie Swing Myth.
Yeah.
And I nearly wasn't going to go because I was just tired. And then I'm like, I don't really have anything better to do for the rest of the day. And one of my mates offered me a lift to the Astor to go watch it. And I was actually feeling sick before watching this movie as well. And then I watched the movie, and it just like
it healed
me. Man. Like it was just
power of cinema.
This movie is so good, and the ending is like it's powerful shit. It's just like it's a really like great film. It's like it's not underrated, but I think it's more people need to watch movies like this. And Beau is Afraid. So it's just like just like expand your movie diet a bit, you know?
No, just put them on Netflix. I'll watch them if they're on Netflix.
It's weird because like I've noticed these days now that like I do watch like I've actually had a penchant for watching a lot more simpler movies recently, like just a lot of stuff from the 90s. Had a bit of a dad action phase, and I think a lot of it is just a cinematic diet as well. Yeah.
We're doing Jackie Chanuary this month as well. So jump on our YouTube channel for those episodes. Yeah.
No, that's all I've got to say, really. I forgot to mention that Godzilla is probably a special mention as well that I saw last night. But No, just to keep this episode nice and short for a change for this format, because we tend to overindulge in our best and worst of here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, from your list, I think the top movies for you are movies that I haven't seen, but they do seem like movies that I would want to watch. So yeah, just put them on Netflix. I'll watch it. Whoever owns those movies, if you could put on Netflix.
They'll probably come on Netflix. They'll probably come on Mubi at some point. I've got a Mubi account as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I watch some movies off that. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's us. I'm gonna have to stick with Call Me Chihiro for my best movie of 2023.
I find that surprising. I don't know why. I thought you would pick something like
Fast X.
Not Fast X. I thought you would have picked
Dominic.
Dominic. So over the top.
Good character. I don't know his name. Yeah, but I think that's us, guys. What did you think of our lists? Do you agree with our choices? Put in the comments what your choices would have been, and if there are any movies that we should check out from 2023 and TV series. Let us know. You can get in touch with us at 2asianblokes@gmail.com. You can join our Facebook group to be part of the conversation, or you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok if you like to see what we're up to. Once again, plug for Jackie January. Go watch that YouTube channel.
And I guess this is Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Cool. All right,
Is that all from you, Tommy?
No, that's all from me.
All right, guys. Look forward to another year of Two Asian Blokes. Hopefully, if we live long enough. Until then, we'll see you around.
That's an ominous statement to end on. Yeah. If we live long enough. Until then, guys. We'll see you later.